Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got a fantastic rack. I've got a bingo. I've got Hernier. Fantastic, 78. And, well, not a back-to-back bingo, I don't think. I do have NG to go after the I, but Pronting not good. However, always good to start with a bingo. So, what about the other vowels? I mustn't reject the possibility of a bingo too quickly. So, well, I wouldn't have ING. This rack plus an E. No. How about an A? No. Close to pregnant if my O were an A or an E. Fantastic. Just 9 points for opponent. So, what am I going to do here? I could play Pong above the A of Herney E. Let me see what that looks like. It takes A, O and S. Row H not particularly dangerous because a high scoring tile can't go under the G. OE does take a J. Rackley pretty good. Slightly consonant heavy, and wow, after all these floating vowels, Pong will take out all of them. Do I have a double-double in column 5? Through EA. Could end EANT. Not seeing one. Well, what about playing Prong? I wanted to hang on to the R because R is a good tile. However, Prong restricts further what opponent can score in row H and doesn't provide a hot J spot. 22 points, not fantastic, but I'm not seeing anything better. Wow, through an E, I would have Duettino. No E's available at the moment. I've got the out prefix. So, not seeing a 7. No E. What about the G? Oh, wow. Opponent does not provide an E. Wishful thinking that he would. So, a few spots to consider. G, not seeing anything. What about N? Very unlikely. Donutting through N and G. R-E. Do I have something through that? And in particular, I've got the out prefix with dint. No. How about PA? Well, out paint leaves a D. N I've considered. Not going to look at 3-letter sets. Way takes A, S and T in front. So if I had a 7 it would play, but I'm not seeing one. Okay, how to sort the rack out? Well, I have no scoring tiles. I'd like to play off T and U, but I don't have an A or an E or an S, so I'd quite like to play off a few tiles. Not seeing anything beginning OU. I could just play out here. 12 points, pretty grim, but I don't think there are many scoring spots available on the board. What about under PA? Do I have a 5-letter play? What 5-letter plays do I have on my rack with a U? Wow, tricky. Not sure I can see any. No. Out feels so lame. So lame, only 12 points. What about an word? 15 minutes on my clock. So could go here. DI goes, as does TI. And RE does take an O as well, so all my consonants and vowels can go in the next two spots, but I just can't see a bingo. Well, donut. Yeah, that does work. 20 points, a lot better than 12. Doesn't provide anything. I can go under pad. Yep, I am going with this. Wow, that looks balanced. All bingo-y tiles, no 7. Could there be an 8? Well, the number of floaters has dwindled a lot, just the N, and I'm not seeing an 8 through that. Not seeing a double through YEA, and no scoring tiles. So I lead by 90, which is good. I guess that's thanks to my opening rack bingo. Now, 2 letter sets. There is N and U. Doesn't look promising. What about G and T? Less so. Is R available? No. Wow, 40 points for opponent. So I'm immediately drawn to row K and column 8, but I think row K is better. I don't have any scoring tiles. The Z is a good one. So I can play dang. For 28. Can I do better? It would be nice to play off one more tile. A lot of I's to come. I can't play ING in this spot. I don't have to overlap 3 squares. Let me just put this back. Very hard not to think of ING plays when you've got those 3 tiles on your rack. But it could end ANT. I could play tidal, keeping NG. I don't think that's good. A good idea, placing a vowel above a double word square. 3 L's to come and 4 T's. LIT is not a great rack leave. Well, what about Liang? This is good. This is a better rack leave, and it's more points. Liang for 28. Wow, and I draw a lot of vowels. T is useful for tway, but again I fall short in terms of having a bingo. Or do I? What about the N? I do have a bingo. I have diorite. Wow, and that plays in column 2. Does it play anywhere else? Diorite, I nearly missed that. Oh my word, I don't think it does. But surely opponent's going to be drawn to row L. Surely. What if he's not? What if he blocks diorite? And I guess if he's got a bingo, column 2 might be the best lane. Prong, I think, only takes an S. Just wondering if it takes a D, but I don't think so. In any event, that doesn't assist. My I hook for pad is well and truly gone. Couldn't see a bingo ending in N. I've got the Ishan ending. Re-edition is good as a 9. What about G and T? Doesn't look hopeful. Fantastic. Diorite remains available. Opponent doesn't create any new spot, so I can catch up on some time here. Diorite for 80. And I draw the first blank. Fantastic. And I have a lead of over 100 points. So can I turn the screws? I'm not seeing a bingo with this rack, but great scoring tile in the X. It would be great to get rid of the V as well. I've got Vox at the moment in the top left. An opponent may be drawn to the left middle. So a play of Vox would be fantastic. Do I really not have a bingo here? I've got the EX prefix. I've got the IVE ending. So close, but I think VX and M don't go well together. It would be fantastic if Vox... Oh no, Vox has been blocked. I thought for a moment it was still playable, but it's not. Wow, so many good scoring spots on this board. Well, I'm looking at the above the I for the X. I can play OX there. I can play mix here. This has merit. M and X don't go well together. O, although ordinarily I is better than O, when you've got a V, the O is better because of the over prefix and suffix. 59 points is good. However, an alternative to this would be to play movie, and there's merit in this. 45 points, so a similar score. If I draw pretty much any vowel, I've got a 50-point X play. And the X is the only tile which can get maximum value from this spot. The Q, although it's still available, it's not available for QI plays, so it's only available for SUQ. And opponent was going to score a ton in column 1 with almost any rack. So is movie the play? I think it is. Well, is it? Because the X isn't bingo-y and the blank is. I'm just wondering about playing Moxie. 11 minutes on my clock. Let me think this through. So Moxie, 57 points. It's more points. V is a more bingo-y tile than X. Still one V to come, however. No, I'm going back to movie, and for one reason only, which is the X spot above the I of iconic. Movie for 45. Wow, and I don't draw many vowels, but I have mucks, so I do at the moment have a 50-point play. That could, of course, be taken. Column 4 is available for more opportunities than... Wow, nice bingo by opponent, 72 points. Trails by a bingo, but this is great. This has paid off. I have mucks here for 59, which is a bingo-y score. And look at this rack leave. I'm not far off a bingo, which you never are with a blank, but the remaining tiles are all bingo-y. I just need to hope I draw 1 or 2 vowels. Mucks for 59. Well, I draw 1 vowel, not fantastic. Through an E or an A, I would have jolt head. But this is a board with no floaters, and that's fine because I lead by 150. Oh, nice play by opponent. I was just contemplating J-O. So nowhere for jolt head. No other bingo comes to mind. Just looking in row L to see if I can get value from ZA. But I don't have anything which goes after that. I do have jot, but I don't want to put a J above a double word square. Is there any way I can hang on to my O? 21 tiles in the bag. Let me count the remaining vowels. 11 out of 28, it's vowel dry, as reflected by my rack. So, what can I do? Well, what about playing John? And what this does is, well, it scores well, 28. Opponent can score off the J, but not hugely, so this encourages a ladder to the top right, which is fine by me. Except once opponent ladders in column 13, I may be reluctant to ladder in column 14 because it will be providing access to column 15. Row M available for bingos beginning with S. Nothing goes in front of J, so this O is not dangerous, or not particularly dangerous. 28 points is not bad from a pretty rubbishy rack. 21 tiles in the bag. This will take it down to 18, so it's slowly bringing the bag back. Yeah, column 13, I don't have to ladder in column 14. I can just play in row L to close the board down. And then when opponent ladders in column 14, I've got my blank for a column 15 bingo. That sounds like a plan. Oh wow, and I draw vowels. Fantastic. And do I have a bingo rather, beginning with S? Dentils is good. Does that have an anagram? Wow, I thought it may do, but I'm not seeing it. Oh well, column 14 dentils plays because of prongs. Good grief. I was overlooking that lane, and of course a column 13 play by opponent is going to take that out. Rats. Okay, well, I do have a pretty handy lead, so opponent taking out lanes isn't terrible. But I have a blank, so it's not all about the blank being an S. Yeah, there goes opponent with a 30-point play. Pretty average. Anything with an F? No. Axe takes nothing, so where are the lanes? There's row M for bingos beginning with S. There's column 14, donut only takes an S. That is it. Oh wow, and only one blank to come and no S's, so maybe I could have done something better than John with a mind to keeping column 14 available. So this is such a bingo-y rack. Now there is another lane, but it's not a great one. Row M for 4-tile overlap. R only takes an E. So if my blank were a second E, no, I'm not seeing a bingo there. 7-letter lane, Surrey takes an S, so G blank T. Nope, not seeing anything there. Okay, so what to do with this rack? Loads of E's to come. Now, my plan was to play in row L, but I can't get value from the Z. And I would be taking out row M. Column 14 still available. So what do I have in column 14 at the top? What goes after J, A? I does, but that's no good because it would need 3 vowels. 6 minutes on my clock. Okay, this isn't a fantastic position. However, I lead by 90, but opponent could just bingo and then suddenly it's jolly close. What about playing Delft? And this is the thinking behind it. It expedites the end of the game. There are no S's in the bag, there's only one blank. But a bingo beginning with S is playable in row M as well as column 15, so I'm not creating a new spot. I'm scoring 26 points, which is good. If opponent wants to bingo in row A, they're not going to score massively, and they'll be burning a lot of tiles. I'm stopping opponent from scoring well in row B because I'm covering a triple letter square, which a scoring tile like the K, W or Y could go on. And although I'm burning an E, there are 5 E's to come, so there's a good prospect of drawing one. And in any event, I have a blank. Okay, I am going with Delft. I do draw E's. I don't draw... Well, I don't draw the second blank, but I wasn't angling for that. I don't draw tiles which give me a bingo with the blank as an S. 2 scoring tiles in the B and the Y. So I think I'll be looking to score with those and possibly play off an E. So at the moment, BYE in row A. Looks like a good way of sorting this rack out. Okay, well, 37 points. Nice play by opponent. How dangerous is this? It's 33 points, which I like a lot. A lot of tiles go next to the Y, but they're all vowels. And there are only 4 vowels left. And with an F, a U, W, G, opponent is unlikely to bingo. However, on the other hand, I am very likely to have a column 15 bingo. And on the third hand, if opponent does bingo, he's still unlikely to win. Although it looks like I'm only 90 points ahead, that's before you factor in the 33 for Bay. So I like this and I'm going with it. Okay, so what do I have? I have Dwindle and Windled. I have Swindle. Fantastic in row M, and surely opponent's going to be drawn to column 15. But even if he isn't, I've got Swindle and Donut, so I have got an unblockable bingo. This game is won. Whatever opponent plays, it's good night, Gladys. Now, 3 tiles in the bag. Opponent trails by 120. What goes after OBE? S and Y do. Anything else? Neither of those makes a bingo. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything beginning S or Y, but what about a column 15 play, which does play, because at the moment Swindle and Dwindle and Windled do not. So I'm going to, while opponent's thinking, have a quick squiz through the alphabet. That's Dwindle. That's Welding. Winkled, not totally sure about that. Onto a T, I would have Twinkled. Wild Men is good. That doesn't play. Lie Down isn't good. Does it have an anagram? Fantastic. Look at that. Opponent felt obliged to take that spot for a measly 17 points. And he's also made my decision a lot easier because he's taken out the donut spot. And that would have been tricky because Swindle and Donuts would have scored a lot more than Swindle and Movies, but Swindle would have opened a triple-triple. However, look at this. Opponent down to 6 tiles, so he can't bingo. Oh, there are no tiles left. This is going to end the game. Fantastic. Let me just make sure I do have this. There are enough squares and the right tiles. So I have Swindle and Movies. Bang! And that's the end of the game. So, and the final score, 310 for opponent, 519 for me, a winning margin of 209 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. That was amazing. Fantastic finish. And a fantastic start, because here we go. Opening rack bingo with Hernier. And poor opponent, unable to reply in kind, plays double A, which was a good play in the context of his rack. Phew, no missed bingo here. J2, oh wow, Prong, How and Een. 27 points, that would have been a better play than mine. However, mine is taking out 3 useful floaters, which is in its favour. Now, opponent has Seaways for 101, missed bingo. Seaways and Prongs getting the Y doubled. Also has other bingos, C12, Awareness through the N, G14, Seaways and Prongs lower down, J5, Seaways and EAS. Well, opponent definitely would have had a playable bingo whatever I'd done. However, fortunately for me, he misses all of them and plays Way. Donut I9. That was my play, and I like it. Opponent with 3 S's. Too many. Plays Zeers for 40. And I lead by only 50. And I have one or two racks which feel close to a bingo, but I don't see one. There isn't one on this rack. However, I play Liang for 28, K4. In the same spot was Gland. Yeah, well, there's not going to be much between those. I'm just wondering. Oh, wow, I could have played Ligand for more, placing an I over this double letter square. I don't think there's much between these plays. Opponent's rack plays Surrey. And now here we go. I nearly missed this one. Fortunately, I didn't. Diorite, and this made a big difference. I suddenly felt that I was more than a bingo in front. Opponent plays Iconic, B14. Could have played Conics and Prongs. And now here we go. I lead by over 100. Oh my word. Overmix H1. Oh my word. What a miss. 119-point bingo. And I specifically contemplated the over prefix as being a useful rack lead, but I actually had an over bingo with this rack. Well done if you spotted that. Oh gosh, that has blotted one's copybook. So what do? I play Movie, which I was really pleased with, holding the X back for XI, but Overmix definitely a better play. Now, opponent doesn't miss their bingo, plays Revisors. My rack is awful, but look at this. I do have mucks for 59 and 150-point lead. Opponent's rack plays Chi. And now D12. Yeah, this is my play, John for 28, and I think it's fine. Opponent plays Flab. Phew, no miss bingo, and Delft was my play, and I like that. Opponent gets 30-odd for keep, which is fine. And now I have Bay for 33, which I like. Column 15 far more valuable for me than opponent. Oh my word, opponent has a column 15 bingo. Outgate doesn't spot it, plays Auto for 17. Outgate would not have won the game because opponent would have, the bag wasn't empty, and I do have an unblockable bingo on my rack, but that was a miss. Now, here we go, final rack. And wow, Swindle was the only bingo. But what's this sneaking in second place? F? 15, Auto Winder. Wow, 10-letter play. Don't see those very often. But I play Swindle and win the game. Over 500 points. So, absolutely fantastic game. Opening with a bingo, ending with a bingo, and establishing a good lead throughout. So, never really under any danger. And Overmix was a bad miss, but misses happen. And one's always trying to do one's best with every rack. And the important thing is to think about every rack and have a reason for what you're playing. And if you miss the best play, well, the important thing is that the move that you play is the best that you've been able to come up with. And the nature of Scrabble is that you can frequently win despite making suboptimal plays. So absolutely super game. Many thanks to opponent for a great game. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, subscribe and comment, and I will see you next time.